Welcome back. It's October 1st, and you know what that means. It is the time for the October rate update, and interesting things playing out in the mortgage market this month. We're seeing interest rates increase, and we're going to get into that right now and discuss exactly where they're going, what that means for you, and where the 5-year fixed rates are as of right now. But before we get into it, do me that favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, please hit that like button so more people like you can see this video. And don't forget about our race to 25,000 subscribers, where when we hit 25,000 subscribers, we are going to give away $5,000 for one lucky winner to put towards their savings, their investments, maybe pay down their mortgage or other debt, but simply to do with whatever they like. But one thing is for certain, you have to be subscribed to win. So go ahead, click that subscribe button. It's free, it's easy, and it's definitely worth it. The definitive guide on how to manage your credit. Product, penalty, price, in that order. It's never been more important to get your mortgage right. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's talk about what is happening in the fixed rate market in particular. Variable rates have pretty much stayed the same the last month, but the fixed rates are going up. They've gone up by about 10 to 25 basis points, depending on the term and the type. And the reason for that is quite simply because of what's going on in the US and with the Federal Reserve Bank now stating that they are looking towards easing back their quantitative easing and potentially towards higher interest rates in the future. So they're basically making that shift from we need to not take away any stimulus to maybe we're thinking about taking away stimulus, and that caused the bond market to go crazy over the last couple of days. And this is basically what happened. If you take a look at bond market yields, you can basically see that mid-month September, we were down here around 80 to 90 basis points on the 5-year bond market yield. That's what the 5-year fixed is priced off of. And we see this skyrocketing of interest rates here mid last week. And as a result, what we're seeing is 5-year fixed rates increase accordingly. So anytime you see about a 20 basis points or 0.2% increase in the 5-year bond yield, you see about a 0.2% increase in 5-year fixed rates. And therefore, we've seen 5-year fixed rates go up by about 0.2%. So kind of some interesting things happening here. And, we're going to delve into all of the details of what's going on with respect to interest rates. But I just want to remind you real quickly that if you want to get a free copy of my book, The Mortgage Millionaire, this is the first time we are ever giving it away for free. In fact, this is the first time in the last couple of years that we've actually even promoted this on the channel, but I'm giving it away absolutely for free. All you have to do is pay shipping and handling. You can go to mortgagemillionaire.ca and you can get this book. And it talks about a lot of my theories with respect to variable versus fixed and so on and so forth, and how to understand your personality and all those things. So again, you can get this absolutely free. Go to mortgagemillionaire.ca and we will ship that out to you. Now, moving into the actual rates, which is what everybody is here for, let's take a look at what's going on with full featured rates right now. And we'll start with insured or greater than 35% down payment. These are the mortgages with the least amount of risk to the bank, either because they have insurance or because they have 35% down payment and a pretty significant amount of equity. And what you can see is that variable rates compared to last month are the same. That's denoted by the green. And if we look at 5-year fixed rates, you can see that these have gone up. We're now at 2.24%. Mid-month last month, we were at about 1.99, 1.94, depending on the type of mortgage you were getting, some as low as a 1.89. But what we're seeing right now is that if you want to get a 5-year fixed and you're a really great borrower from the perspective of your risk to the banks, you are looking at basically 2.24%. Now, for those mortgages between 20 to 35% down payment, this is where it gets interesting. We usually see a big range in these interest rates. What we're seeing is that range come back closer. So regardless of whether you're putting 20 to 35% down, you are basically paying almost the same amount. 5-year variables are at 1.35% to 1.45%. And 5-year fixed are priced at 2.24 to 2.39. Now, obviously, if you're putting closer to 20% down, you're paying a little bit more. And the closer you get to the bigger down payments of 35%, you get to pay a little bit less. So bank on basically paying 2.39% if you're only putting 20% down. And if you are putting more than that, you'll get some of the lower rates here. Now, before we go into the next piece, which is the discounted rates, I want to talk real quickly about our Secrets to Getting the Lowest Interest Rate course. That course is getting completely revamped. There have been hundreds of people who have taken it and saved hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest rate charges and so on and so forth. That course is going to increase in price on Monday morning. So you have until midnight on Sunday night, let's call it, before the YouTube coupon code that's in the description below goes away forever. You'll never be able to buy that course for the price that it is right now ever again. So if you want to get in on that, I highly encourage you to do that. It teaches you all the things about how to negotiate with a broker, negotiate with a bank, and most importantly, how much margin is in a mortgage, so you know exactly how much you can negotiate off and whether or not you're actually getting a good deal. And we've also got bits and pieces in there about the other things you can get banks and lenders and brokers for that matter to pay for. So if you want in on that course, if you want it at the lowest price you'll ever see it at ever again, and I sincerely mean it this time, it is definitely going up in price on Monday morning. Go ahead, click that link in the description below with the discount code, and you'll be able to get it, and you'll get all the updates that come with that course going forward as well. So you'll be getting not only a deal, but you'll also be getting all the future updates to the content. So let's move on from there now and talk about discounted interest rates. Again, those insured or greater than 35% down payment rates. 5-year variables at 1.15%. Now, the big thing about discounted mortgage rates is you have to keep in mind that not all mortgages are built the same. And if you're getting a deal, there's some sort of feature or some sort of benefit to the lender for giving you the deal. And that usually means things like bona fide sale clauses, which means you can't switch to a different lender, which means if you ever go to lock in on a variable rate, you're pretty much going to have to pay whatever rate they tell you to pay. And you won't be able to refinance and move to a different lender either if you can get a lower interest rate. There's other things that come up as well, higher prepayment penalties and lower prepayment privileges, all sorts of things. But keep in mind that when you're getting a discounted rate, you're getting a discounted option. And that means it has things that are designed to make this mortgage cost you more so that they are more profitable for the bank and the lender over the long run. Now, if you're looking at a 5-year fix, you're looking at that 2.04 rate. This is probably a decent mortgage for a first-time homebuyer. Somebody who's got a lot of equity definitely doesn't want this type of mortgage. And that first-time homebuyer has to be absolutely certain that they aren't going to want to make any changes to their mortgage over the next 5 years and that they're going to be comfortable paying 2.04, no matter whether interest rates continue to go up or whether they come back down. So again, not a mortgage we advise to get, but if you go out there and you look on all the rate websites, you will find this rate out there and available. By the way, if you're looking at rate websites right now, a lot of them haven't updated yet. A lot are still advertising last week's interest rates. So don't think that just because you see it there that it's necessarily available. Be very careful, be very cautious with respect to that right now. Now, getting into 20 to 35% down payments, variables are 1.15 to 1.25%. And 5-year fixed rates are at 2.09. And that's pretty much across the board. The discounted rate for whether you're putting 20% down or 35% down is 2.09. We've never actually seen that before, at least not since they started pricing mortgages variably based on how much money you're putting down. So really interesting that the entire range of that down payment range is priced at the same amount. So that is your rate update for October. I'm going to guess that we're going to need to re-update sometime in the middle of the month because, quite frankly, rates are all over the place right now. We're seeing a lot of variability. And if you're watching this on October 5th or October 10th or October 15th, expect that some things have probably changed. There's probably rate specials out there, and that these rates may be lower. They may also be higher. So make sure you're checking in and trying to figure out what the best rates are for that time period, not just taking a look at this video and going, oh, well, that's what the rates were for October, because I can guarantee you with the amount that they're changing right now, we are definitely going to see a lot of changes in the month of October and going forward throughout the rest of the year. So if you found this video useful, do me that favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, please hit that like button so more people like you can see this video. Don't forget about getting the free book at mortgagemillionaire.ca, the secrets to getting the lowest interest rate course for the last basically 72 hours of it being priced at the prices it is at right now. And don't forget about that race to 25,000 subscribers. We'll see you on the very next video. Cheers.